Okay, good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. So till now, we have solved numericals on combined effect of bending and torsion. Okay, so in that we have solved numericals on what is the combined effect of bending and torsion. Accordingly, we have derived equations for finding out principal stresses and shear stresses. Okay, so now you tell me which equation we have to use for finding out principal stress by considering combined effect of bending and torsion. Yes,
Bending is equal to sir ME 1 upon bracket मध्ये m plus under root m square plus t square. Bending moment and torsion मध्ये E is equal to under root m square plus t square.
first we have discussed sigma 1 which is equal to sigma 1 comma sigma 2 which is equal to which equation here we will use for finding out sigma 1 and sigma 2.
16 upon pi d cube
16 divided by pi d cube
into m plus
Correct.
under root of m square plus
M
m
square plus
t.
T.
under root of m square plus t square. After that, we have discussed how to find out maximum shear stress, tau max, which is equal to
16 upon pi d cube under root of m square plus t square.
under root of m square plus t square. Okay. And principal plane tan 2 theta, which is equal to
T upon m.
tan 2 theta, which is equal to T upon M. So we have discussed and we have solved the numericals on this. After that, we have derived two equations for finding out equivalent moment and equivalent torque. So anyone please? Equivalent moment which is equal to
1 upon 2
into m plus
m plus under root m square plus T square.
M square plus T square. Okay. And T equivalent torque T which is equal to
Under root m square plus T
Plus
square.
t square.
under root m square plus T square. Okay. So up till now we have learned what is the combined effect of bending and torsion. Okay. We have discussed regarding bending and torsion. So due to bending, which type of stresses will be generated, and due to torsion? Due to bending, bending stress,
Bending clockwise.
bending as well as shear stress, and due to torsion only shear stress is generated. Now we will see remaining part, that is combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. So this part is remaining. Okay, so please write down next heading. Write down next heading. Combined effect of combined bending, combined bending, torsion, and thrust, torsion and thrust, combined bending, torsion and thrust. Okay, so already we know that bending moment or bending stress will be find out by using which equation? Bending stress or bending moment will be given. Okay, so due to bending moment, which type of stress will be generated?
normal or bending.
Normal or bending.
Okay, due to bending moment, normal or bending stress will be generated, and we will find out sigma b, which is equal to m into y upon I. By using this equation, we will find bending stress or normal stress. Okay, so due to bending, normal or bending stress will be generated. Due to bending moment will given. Okay, will given bending stress. We will write here bending stress, bending stress, bending stress, or normal stress, and this bending stress will be find out by using this equation. Okay, after that next we will see torque will produce, now you tell me torque will produce which type of stress?
Shear stress.
Torque will produce shear stress. Torque will produce shear stress, and shear stress is find out by using equation tau, which is equal to TR divided by J. TR divided by J. Here T means torque, R is the location of shear stress, and J is nothing but polar moment of inertia. And then last one particle is thrust will produce. Thrust will produce axial stress. Produce axial stress or normal stress. Okay, axial stress or normal stress. So sigma A, which is equal to axial stress or normal stress. Sigma A, which is equal to normal stress, is force upon area. So now these are the three stresses due to bending, torsion and thrust. So due to bending moment, bending stress will be generated. Due to torsion, shear stress will be generated. And due to thrust, axial stress will be generated. So sigma A, which is equal to force upon area. Now we will take the addition of bending stress and normal stress. Okay, we will take the addition of normal stress and bending stress. So therefore, sigma x, which is equal to sigma b plus sigma a, which is equal to m into y upon I plus force upon area. So this is the sigma x. And here the value of sigma y, which is equal to 0. Value of sigma y, which is equal to 0. Sigma x is nothing but bending stress plus axial stress, and the value of sigma y, which is equal to 0, and shear stress already we have find out here. Shear stress tau, which is equal to TR divided by J. Okay, TR divided by J. Now we got sigma x, sigma y and T. So we are able to find out principal stresses equation. Okay, we are able to find, or we are able to derive principal stress equation. So according to this, next we will derive the equation for principal stress. Principal stresses. So in principal stresses, sigma 1 comma sigma 2, which is equal to, what is our basic equation? Sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus minus under root of sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square. Now here we will put value of sigma y 0. So this automatically gets cancelled. Sigma x is already with you and tau is also already with you. So sigma 1 comma sigma 2, which is equal to sigma 1 comma sigma 2, which is equal to sigma x means here sigma, okay, plus sigma y is 0 divided by 2 plus minus square root of sigma x is again sigma minus 0 divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square. Okay, so from this we will get sigma 1 comma sigma 2, which is equal to sigma divided by 2 plus minus square root of sigma divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square. So this is the equation for finding out maximum and minimum principal stresses by considering combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. Thrust means axial force. And then we will see how to find out principal plane. Principal plane. Now you tell me basic equation for principal plane. Tan 2 theta, which is equal to 2 tau divided by sigma x minus sigma y. Therefore, tan 2 theta, which is equal to, okay, 2 tau as it is. Value of sigma x is sigma minus value of sigma y is 0. So tan 2 theta, which is equal to 2 tau divided by sigma. So this is the equation for finding out principal plane. So just you have to remember these two equations. So this equation for finding out principal stresses, major principal stress and minor principal stress by considering combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. And this is the equation for finding out principal plane after considering combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. Okay. So please write down fast, then we will solve numericals. Okay, if your writing is over, shall I take problem? Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So now we will solve numericals on combined bending, torsion, and thrust. So please write down numerical 1. A solid circular shaft, a solid circular shaft, solid circular shaft is supported on bearings. Shaft is supported on bearings. Supported on bearings 1 meter apart. 1 meter apart. 1 meter apart. Full stop. The shaft transmits. The shaft transmits. Shaft transmits 500 kilowatt. 500 kilowatt power. 500 kilowatt power at 300 rpm. 300 rpm by belt drive. By belt drive. By belt drive with pulley located with pulley located at the middle of the shaft. Middle of the shaft. Full stop. The belt exerts a total pull of 5 kilonewton. Total pull of 5 kilonewton. If permissible, shear stress is 50 Newton per mm square. 50 Newton per mm square. Full stop. Find the diameter of shaft. Find the diameter of shaft. Find the diameter of shaft. Okay, so this is the question, and for this one figure is given, so I will draw. You can also draw, then we will solve problem. So this is the solid circular shaft, 1 meter. Okay, so total length is 1 meter. Suppose this is A point, this is B point, AB shaft, and here load is applied through pulley, and pulley is located at center. Okay, so the total pull of 5 kilonewton, and due to this RA and RB will be generated, and this pulley is located centrally, so distance is 0.5 meter and here 0.5 meter. Okay, so first we have to find out RA and RB. Okay, we have to find out RA and RB. Now you observe figure and accordingly you tell me RA which is equal to how much and RB which is equal to how much.
2.5 ma'am.
2.5. So RA which is equal to 2.5 and RB which is equal to 2.5 kilonewton. Okay, so total 5 kilonewton load. Out of this 5 kilonewton, half load will be carried by A point and half load will carry by B point. So RA which is equal to 2.5 kilonewton and RB which is equal to 2.5 kilonewton. Next target is we have to find out movement. Okay, find movement. So we have to find out movement about the pulley. Okay, movement about the pulley. So M which is equal to 2.5 into, okay, so this creates clockwise movement towards this pulley. So 2.5 into perpendicular distance is 0.5. So movement which is equal to how much?
1.25.
1.25 kilonewton meter. So that much bending moment will be generated in shaft due to this load. Next, we have to find out torque. But for finding out this torque, power is given and number of revolutions are given. Okay, number of revolutions are given. So we have to find out the torque by using equation of power. Okay. So now I will write here. Find torque. Find torque. Okay. I think you have studied this equation. I will write here. So if power is given, P which is equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60. Okay. So here pi is constant, then n means number of revolutions, P means power, and T is the torque, and T is the torque. So if number of revolutions are given in second, okay, here n which is equal to 300 rpm. Okay, if this value of n is given in second, at that time this 60 is not required. But if this number of revolutions is given in minute, at that time we have to convert into second. Okay, so power is given, and the value of power is how much? 500 kilonewton. So we will convert into Newton. 500 into 10 raised to 3, which is equal to 2 into pi into number of revolutions per minute, 300 into T divided by 60.
मैम 500 किलोवाट है कि मैम?
Kilowatt, yes, we have to convert into watt. Yes, we have to convert into watt. So 500 into 10 raised to 3, which is equal to 2 into pi into 300 into T divided by 60. So we will convert equation in terms of T. So T which is equal to 500 into 10 raised to 3 into 60. Okay, divided by 2 into pi into 300. Okay, this 60 going numerator and this 2 pi into 300 at denominator. So therefore T which is equal to how much?
1592
1.91 into 10 to the power 3.
1591 5.49
Into 10 to the power
नहीं मैम 15.91
into 10 raised to 3.
159
9
Point
0.91 into 10 raised to 3.
15.92 into 10 raised to 3.
15.92 into
10 raised to
10
3.
raised to 3.
10 raised to 3. Okay, 10 raised to 3. So this will get in Newton meter. So T which is equal to 15 into 92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Okay, so this value we got in Newton meter. So we have to convert, and the value of torque is 15.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Okay, so now M and T values are with you. So that is movement and torque values are with you. So we have to find out diameter of shaft. Okay, so we will find out diameter of shaft by using maximum shear stress equation. Okay, find diameter of shaft by using maximum shear stress equation. So now you tell me what is the equation of maximum shear stress? Tau max which is equal to
16 upon pi d cube
16 upon pi d cube
under root of m square plus t square.
under root of m square plus t square. So here movement we have already calculated and torque also calculated. So we will put values here. So tau max. Okay. Tau max. Okay. So you observe here permissible shear stress is given. Permissible shear stress means maximum shear stress value is given, and the value of maximum shear stress is 50, which is equal to 16 divided by pi d cube, as it is because of we have to find out the value of diameter of shaft. Okay. Into under root of the value of m. The value of m is in kilonewton meter, so we will convert into Newton mm. So how to convert? 1.25 into
10 raised to 6.
10 raised to 6 Newton mm. 10 raised to 3 for kilonewton to Newton, and 10 raised to 3 for meter to mm. So 1.25 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. So we will put value here 1.25 into 10 raised to 6 bracket square plus the value of torque is 15.92 into 10 raised to 6 bracket square. So now we will take 10 raised to 6 as a common. So 50, which is equal to 16 divided by pi d cube. Okay, here 10 raised to 6 we will take common. So what is remaining in bracket? Under root of 1.25 square plus 15.92 square. So again we will convert equation. So this d cube will shift to left side and this 50 to right side. So d cube, which is equal to 16 into 10 raised to 6 divided by pi into 50 into in bracket under root of 1.25 square plus 15.92 square. So you calculate and tell me d cube, which is equal to how much? If someone has replied.
1.62 into 10 to the power 6.
1.62 to the power 6.
1.62
62.
in 1.62 into 10 raised to 6 mm. Okay, and then diameter of shaft, which is equal to how much?
117.62, ma'am.
117.62 mm. So this is the final answer. Diameter of circular shaft is 117.62 mm. So once again I will repeat within 5 minutes, then you take time for writing. So here permissible shear stress is given. Okay, then one circular shaft is given, and on that shaft load is applied through pulley. Okay, so due to this load, first you have to find out movement and then you have to find out torque. So finding out this torque, power and number of revolutions are given. So if number of revolutions are in second, at that time please don't consider take this 60, and if number of revolutions per minute, then you have to divide by this 6. Okay, so by using this equation you will get torque value and bending moment value. So RA into perpendicular distance. Once you get movement and torque. Okay, here shear stress value is given. So we will apply shear stress equation. So maximum shear stress, which is equal to 16 divided by pi d cube into under root of m square plus t square. M is already calculated, T is calculated. Maximum shear stress is given, and here only diameter of shaft is unknown. So by using this equation, you have to find out the diameter of shaft. Okay, so please write down. Then we will take next example. Okay, someone asked the question diameter which is equal to 30 mm is given. No. So these 300 are the revolutions per minute are given. So these revolutions per minute we have to require for finding out this torque. Because of here power is given, revolution per minute is given, and by using this power equation we have to find out torque. So this 300 is the revolution per minute, not a diameter. Here we have to find out diameter. Okay, if you are writing the Johor, shall I take next problem?
Yes.
Please write down next problem. As shown in the figure, as shown in the figure, F is equal to F, which is equal to 0.50 kilonewton, 0.50 kilonewton at 0.50 kilonewton, axial thrust, axial thrust P, which is equal to 8 kilonewton, axial thrust P, which is equal to 8 kilonewton, and torque T, which is equal to 30 Newton meter. 30 Newton meter is applied, is applied, is applied, is applied on the circular shaft. Is applied on the circular shaft of 20 mm diameter. Shaft of 20 mm diameter. Shaft of 20 mm diameter. Full stop. Find principal stresses. Find principal stresses. Principal stresses. Find principal stresses. Direction of principal stresses. Direction of principal stresses. Direction of principal stresses and maximum shear stress and maximum shear stress. Maximum shear stress. Okay, so this is the question. One figure is given, so you draw figure, then we will solve problem. Okay. So this is the circular shaft having diameter 20 mm. On that shaft, one force is applied. The intensity of force is 0.55 kilonewton. Then torque is applied and the intensity of torque is 30 Newton meter. And after that, one axial force is applied and the intensity of this axial force is 8 kilonewton. And the length of rod is 100 mm. Okay, the length of rod is 100 mm. Length of rod is 100 mm. So here first we will write given parameters and then we will solve problem. So according to this given, okay, so force is given F, which is equal to 0.55 kilonewton. Then axial force P, which is equal to 8 kilonewton. So we will convert into Newton. So P, which is equal to 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Next, torque is given. So torque, which is equal to 30 Newton meter. We will convert into Newton mm. So torque, which is equal to 30 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Okay. Then diameter of shaft is given, diameter which is equal to 20 mm, and length of shaft is given 100 mm. Length of shaft is given 100 mm. After that, next, second step, which parameters we have to find here? To find. Yes, you read problem and tell me what parameters here we have to find.
Principal stress.
Principal stress, direction of
Principal
principal
stresses
stress.
and principal plane.
Sigma 1, sigma 2, theta 1,
Theta.
theta 2, and maximum shear stress is tau max, which is equal to question max. So that much parameters we have to find out. So for finding out principal stresses, okay, for finding out principal stresses, we required bending stress and shear stresses. Okay, bending stress and shear stresses. So first we have to find out bending stresses and then we will find out shear stresses. Okay, so first we will find bending stress. Find bending stress. Bending stress. So now you tell me which equation is applicable for finding out bending stress. Sigma B, which is equal to
My upon I.
my divided by I. Okay, so here first we have to calculate movement. Okay, so for that we will consider this figure, and here 0.55 kilonewton force is applied and 100 mm length. Okay, so movement which is equal to 0.55 into 100. So 0.55 into 100. So m, which is equal to how much?
55.
55 kilonewton mm. Okay, we will convert into Newton mm. So m, which is equal to 55 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. So this is the movement. Okay, then torque is given and force is given. So m. Now you tell me y, which is equal to d by 2. Okay, so diameter of shaft is given. Okay, so 20 divided by 2, which is equal to 10 mm. Then we will find out moment of inertia for circular rod. So pi by 64 d raised to 4, which is equal to pi by 64 into 20 raised to 4. So you calculate moment of inertia and tell me I, which is equal to how much? Yes.
Seven point 85 into 10 to the power 3.
7.
850.
To 10 to the 3.
7.85
7.85
into 10 to the power
10 raised to 3.
into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. Okay, now we will put the value of m, y and I in this bending equation. So sigma b, which is equal to m into y divided by I, which is equal to m is 55 into 10 raised to 3 into y is 10 divided by moment of inertia is 7.85 into 10 raised to 3. So therefore, bending stress, which is equal to how much?
70.06.
70.06.
70.06.
06.
So sigma B, which is equal to 70.06 Newton per mm square. So this is the bending stress. Next, we will find out the shear stress. So the next step is find shear stress. Find shear stress. So what is the equation for finding out shear stress? Tau, which is equal to TR divided by J, because of torque is given. So R, location of stress, which is equal to D by 2 again. So 20 divided by 2, which is equal to 10 mm. Then torque is T, which is equal to how much? 30 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. And polar moment of inertia. So polar moment of inertia for circular shaft is pi by 32 into d raised to 4. So which is equal to pi by 32 into 20 raised to 4. So you calculate the J and tell me polar moment of inertia, which is equal to how much?
15.70
0.70
into
into 10
10 to
raised
the
to
power
3.
15.70
70.
to 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. Now we will put all values in above equation. So tau, which is equal to T is 30, tau, which is equal to 30 into 10 raised to 3 into R is 10 divided by J, polar moment of inertia is 15.707 into 10 raised to 3. So you calculate and tell me tau, which is equal to how much?
19.10.
19.09.
19.09 Newton per mm square. So this is the shear stress. Okay, and then we will find out axial stress due to axial force. Axial stress due to axial force. So next step is find axial stress. Axial stress. Now you tell me how to find out axial stress. Sigma A, which is equal to force upon area, so which is equal to force is 8 into 10 raised to 3 divided by area of circular shaft is pi by 4 into diameter square. So you calculate sigma A and tell me sigma A, which is equal to how much?
Twenty-five point 46.
25.46.
Yes, 25.46 Newton per mm square. So this axial stress will be generated due to thrust or axial force. So here thrust is given. Now bending stress already we have calculated, shear stress calculated and axial stress calculated. So we will find out, next step is we will find out sigma. So sigma, which is equal to sigma B plus sigma A. So sigma, which is equal to sigma B is how much bending stress, which is equal to 70.06 plus 25.46. So sigma, which is equal to
95.5.
5.52.
95.52. Okay, Newton per mm square. So this we will use as a sigma x and sigma y, which is equal to 0, and tau, which is equal to shear stress already calculated 19.09 Newton per mm square. Next step is we will find out principal stress. Find principal stress. Find principal stresses. So principal stresses sigma 1, 2, which is equal to sigma 1, 2, which is equal to sigma divided by 2 plus minus square root of sigma by 2 bracket square plus tau square. So we will put value here, sigma 1, 2, which is equal to sigma. Value of sigma is 95.52 divided by 2 plus minus square root of 95.52 by 2 bracket square plus value of tau is 25.4, sorry, value of tau. Shear stress is 19.09 square. So you solve and tell me sigma 1 which is equal to how much and sigma 2 which is equal to how much.
Sigma 1 madam 145 point.
I think you have done some mistake. Recheck once again.
What be the 99.19 madam.
99.19.
19.
Yes. Sigma 1 is 99.19. Correct answer. 99.19 Newton per mm square. And sigma 2 is
minus 0.673.
minus
673.
3.67 Newton per mm square. So these are the principal stresses. Sigma 1 and sigma 2. This is the major and minor principal stresses. After that, next we have to find out location of principal stresses. We have to find out location of principal stresses. So now you tell me how to find out location of principal stress. So next step is find location or principal plane. Find principal plane. Principal plane. So which equation here applicable? Tan
2 theta is equals to 2 tau upon sigma.
2 tau upon sigma. So tan 2 theta which is equal to 2 into 19.09 divided by sigma is how much? Sigma 95.50, so 52. So you calculate theta and tell me theta which is equal to how much. So this is theta 1 and then
0.39.
no, you tell me answer, final answer. How much degree theta which is equal to?
21.30.
Divide by 2 then. Tan 2 theta which is equal to there na. So theta 1 which is
10.89.
yes, 10.89 is correct answer. So 10.89 degrees. So this is the major principal plane and theta 2 which is equal to 10.89 plus 90. So theta 2 which is equal to how much? 100.89 degrees. So this is the minor principal plane. Okay. And last step is we have to find out tau max value. Okay. We have to find out tau max value or maximum shear stress. Last step is step number 7. So step number 7 is find maximum shear stress. Maximum shear stress. So maximum shear stress tau max which is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. So tau max which is equal to sigma 1 is how much? 99.19 minus sigma 2 is minus 3.67 divided by 2. So you calculate and tell me maximum shear stress which is equal to how much?
97.31.
No, divided by 2 is there, no?
2 पण केलं ना.
51.43.
51.43 Newton per mm square. So this is the maximum shear stress. This is our final answer. Okay. So if force, axial thrust, and torque is given, so you have to find out first bending stress, then shear stress, then axial stress due to thrust. After that, you have to take addition of bending stress and axial stress, and then you have to apply principal stress equation. And next is shear stress. Okay. So please write down, then we will solve next numerical. Okay, your writing is over. Yes. Shall I take next problem or you want time?
1 minute, madam.
Okay, okay, let me know that your writing is over. Okay, shall I take next problem? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
एक slide राहिली.
Yes, I have shared now. Maximum shear stress.
1 minute, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Let me know if your writing is over.
Over, ma'am.
Okay, so we will take next example. Please write down. A horizontal bracket ABC horizontal bracket ABC consist of consist of two perpendicular arms AB and BC of 1.2 meter. 1.2 meter and 0.4 meter and 0.4 meter. AB and BC of 1.2 meter and 0.4 meter in length. In length. In length. Respectively. 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 Full stop. The arm AB. The arm AB. The arm AB. The arm AB has a solid circular cross section. The arm AB has a solid circular cross section with diameter equal to 60 mm, diameter equal to 60 mm, full stop. At point C, a load P1 which is equal to 2.02 kilonewton, P1 which is equal to 2.02 kilonewton acts vertically and a load P2 acts vertically and a load P2 which is equal to P2 is 3.07 kilonewton acts horizontally and parallel to AB, full stop. For the point P and Q located at support A, calculate first one is the principal stresses. Calculate principal stresses, and second is the maximum shear stress. So this is the question. I will draw figure. You can also draw, and then we will solve numerical. Okay. So this is P1 force. P1 force which is equal to 2.02 kilonewton. Okay. And here P2 force is applied and P2 force is 3.07 kilonewton. Okay. And this distance is 1.2 meter and this distance is 0.4 meter. This distance is 0.4 meter. This is A, B, and this is C point. This is C point. Okay. So this is the figure. Okay. So from this figure, first we will calculate shear stress, then axial stress and moment. Okay. So now we will solve this question. So solution. First, due to this horizontal force, okay, axial. Okay, this is the axial force. So this we will consider P. So P, which is equal to 3.07 kilonewton. 3.07 kilonewton. Okay. Then due to this P1, one bending stress and one shear stress will be generated. So shear stress tau, which is equal to P1 into perpendicular distance is 0.4. So tau, which is equal to P1 is 2.02 into 0.4. So now you tell me tau, which is equal to how much?
0.8.
0.808 kilonewton meter. Okay. Then we will see due to this P1, movement will be generated here. Okay. Movement will be generated. So M, which is equal to P1 into perpendicular distance is 1.2. So M, which is equal to 2.02 into 1.2. So movement, which is equal to how much?
2.4.
Okay, 2.424 kilonewton meter. So this is the movement, this is the shear stress. Okay. Okay. This is circular shaft is given. Okay. And for this shaft, diameter is given in question. So now you tell me diameter of shaft, which is equal to how much? Given or not? You check.
Not given one diameter.
You read problem and then tell me.
60 mm, ma'am.
Yes.
60 mm. 60 mm.
Diameter is 60 mm. Read Kekan here. With
Yes,
the
yes, ma'am.
diameter equal to 60 mm. So diameter is 60 mm. So according to this diameter, now you tell me y, which is equal to d by
30.
so
30.
60 divided by 2. So y, which is equal to 30 mm.
30.
Then we will calculate moment of inertia for circular shaft. Okay, so already you know that how to calculate moment of inertia for circular shaft. So moment of inertia I, which is equal to pi by 64 d raised to 4, which is equal to pi by 64 into 60 raised to 4. So you calculate and tell me I, which is equal to how much?
636.17 into 10 raised to 3. 6.17
into 10
10
raised
raised to 3.
3 mm raised to 4. So this is the moment of inertia. Y already we have calculated and M also calculated. So next step we will find bending stress. Find bending stress. Find bending stress. So how to calculate bending stress? Sigma P, which is equal to M into Y divided by I. So moment is 2.424 into, we will convert into Newton mm, 10 raised to 6 into Y is 30 divided by moment of inertia is 636.17 into 10 raised to 3. So therefore bending stress, which is equal to how much?
114.30.
114.30 Newton per mm square. So this is the bending stress. After that, next we will find out shear stress. Okay, we will find out shear stress. Okay, so here please correct. This is the torque. T. So next step is we will find out shear stress. Find shear stress. So how to find out shear stress? Tau, which is equal to T into
TR
R
upon J.
divided by J. So T is already we have find out T, which is equal to 0.808 into 10 raised to 6 into R. R means D by 2. So R is 60 by 2 divided by polar of moment of inertia is pi by 32 into 60 raised to 4. So you calculate and tell me shear stress which is equal to how much.
Nineteen point zero five six.
Yes,
19.05.
19.05 Newton per mm square. Okay, so now which stress is remaining?
Axial.
Axial stress due to thrust. So next we will find axial stress. Okay, how to find out axial stress?
P upon E.
Sigma A, which is equal to force upon area. So sigma A, which is equal to force is 3.07 into 10 raised to 3 divided by area is pi by 4 into 60 square. So sigma A, which is equal to yes, sigma which is equal to how much?
One point zero eight.
1.08.
1.08 Newton per mm square. So this is the axial stress. After that, next step is we have to find out total force sigma. So sigma which is equal to sigma B plus sigma A. So sigma which is equal to sigma B is 114.30 plus 1.08. So therefore sigma which is equal to
115.38.
115.38 Newton per mm square. So this we will consider as a sigma x. Sigma y 0 and tau which is equal to 19.05 Newton per mm square. So next step is we will find out principal stresses. Find principal stresses. So principal stresses which is equal to sigma 1 comma sigma 2 which is equal to sigma by 2 plus minus square root of sigma by 2 square plus tau square. So sigma 1 comma sigma 2 which is equal to sigma is 115.38 divided by 2 plus minus square root of 115.38 by 2 square plus tau is 19.05 square. So you calculate and tell me sigma 1 which is equal to how much and sigma 2 which is equal to how much.
One 8.44.
Yes, sigma 1 which is equal to
118.44.
Yes, 118.44 Newton per mm square. This is the major principal stress, and minor principal stress, which is equal to yes, minor stress, which is equal to
3.06
plus or minus.
plus
Plus, check once again.
minus 3.06.
Yes, minus 3.06 Newton per mm square. So this is the minor principal stress. After that, we will find out principal planes. So find principal planes. Principal plane. Principal planes. So how to find out principal plane? Tan 2 theta, tan 2 theta, which is equal to 2 tau divided by sigma. So 2 into value of tau is 19.05 divided by value of sigma is 115.05. Sorry, 115.38. Okay, so you calculate and tell me theta 1, which is equal to how much?
nine point zero
9.136
1 3.
degrees. So this is the major principal plane. Okay, and theta 2, which is equal to 90 plus theta 1, so which is equal to 90 plus 9.136 degree. So theta 2, which is equal to
99.136.
136 degree, and this is minor principal plane. Minor principal plane. And last step is remaining. So step number 7, find maximum shear stress. Maximum shear stress. Maximum shear stress is denoted by tau max.
Tau max.
Tau max, which is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2. So which is equal to sigma 1 is 118.44 minus 3.06 divided by 2. So therefore maximum shear stress, which is equal to
60.75.
okay, good. 60.75 Newton per mm square. So this is our final answer. So if axial force, thrust given, so first you have to find out bending stress, then shear stress, then axial stress. After that you have to take addition of bending stress and axial stress. Then you are able to find out principal stresses. Okay, so this is the solution. Please write down fast. हा निशा, कोणता पी म्हणताय तुम्ही? न्यूटन मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं नाही का?
ते 3.07 किलो न्यूटन मध्ये दिले, मग ते न्यूटन मध्ये नाही का करायचं?
पी 3.07 दिलाय, पण आपण बघा तो पी फोर्स हॉरिझॉन्टल फोर्स यूज करून कुठला स्ट्रेस फाइंड आउट करतोय? ऍक्सियल स्ट्रेस, बरोबर आहे. हा ऍक्सियल स्ट्रेस फाइंड आउट करतोय. मग इथे बघा सिग्मा विच इज इक्वल टू फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, सो 3.07 इंटू 10⁻³ दॅट मीन्स न्यूटन. म्हणजे इथं लिहिलंय आपण ऍज इट इज, पण इथं कन्वर्ट केलेलं आहे इंटू 10⁻³
येस मॅम.
मॅडम ती मुवमेंट कशी कॅल्क्युलेट करायची आणखी एकदा सांगा.
कुठली मुवमेंट म्हणताय? ही का? हा ह्या
एम एम एस.
ह्या P1 फोर्समुळे क्रिएट झालेली मुवमेंट. ओके, तर बघा आता हा P1 फोर्स आहे. या P1 फोर्समुळे क्रिएट होणारी मुवमेंट काढायची, बरोबर आहे. आता हा P1 फोर्स सी पॉइंट मध्ये आहे, ठीक आहे. तर त्याची मुवमेंट आपल्याला काय करायची? इकडं ए च्या भोवती काढायची. मग इथं पासून म्हणजे ह्या सी पासून हे परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स किती आहे इथं? हे
1.2.
मग फोर्स इंटू परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स इज 1.2 अशी कॅल्क्युलेट केली. आलं लक्षात?
येस.
Okay. I think one student have Anisha have asked one question. We have to calculate the movement due to P2 force. म्हणजे तुम्हाला असं म्हणायचं की P2 force ची movements. So this P2 force act horizontally. Okay. This P2 force काय होतोय? तुमच्या ऍक्सिस मधून पास होतोय. त्याच्यामुळे मुवमेंट क्रिएट होत नाही. तर त्याच्यामुळे डायरेक्टली स्ट्रेस फाइंड आउट करतो आपण फोर्स अपॉन एरिया.
ओके मॅम.
ओके, मयूर शेंडेंनी प्रश्न विचारलाय की अँटी क्लॉकवाईज जर काय विचारताय मयूर क्वेश्चन अँटी क्लॉकवाईज
मॅम अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट
बघा,
निगेटिव्ह
ज्यावेळी आपल्याला फक्त RA RB फाइंड आउट करायचे असतात त्यावेळी आपण साइन कन्व्हेन्शन यूज करतो अपवर्ड आणि डाऊनवर्ड फोर्स. आणि त्या रिएक्शन्स फाइंड आउट करताना जी काही मुवमेंट घेतो आपण समेशन मुवमेंट ऍट एनी पॉइंट त्यावेळी क्लॉकवाईज आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज यूज करतोय. क्लॉकवाईज पॉझिटिव्ह आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज निगेटिव्ह. बट व्हेनेवर वी विल फाइंड आउट पर्टिक्युलर बेंडिंग मुवमेंट, म्हणजे ज्यावेळी आपल्याला बेंडिंग मुवमेंट फाइंड आउट करायची असते त्यावेळी काय करायचंय तर बेंडिंग मुवमेंट फाइंड आउट करताना आपल्याला साइन नोटेशन वापरायचे सॅगिंग हॉगिंग, सॅगिंग आणि हॉगिंग. So if sagging is there positive and hogging is there negative. आता बघा हा डाऊनवर्ड फोर्स आहे. आता या बीम वरती मी लोड अप्लाय केल्यानंतर, ओके, लोड अप्लाय केल्यानंतर तर इथे काय होतंय तुमचं हे असं होतंय, बरोबर आहे. दिस टाइप ऑफ लोड whenever I will apply at that time this type of shape will occur. So here positive sign, that's why we have taken movement here positive. आलं लक्षात मयूर? ते क्लॉकवाईज आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज फक्त रिएक्शन फाइंड आउट करताना घ्यायचे. आणि ज्यावेळी आपण पर्टिक्युलर शिअर फोर्स किंवा बेंडिंग मुवमेंट काढणार आहे त्यावेळी मात्र आपल्याला काय चेक करायचंय सॅगिंग आणि हॉगिंग पॅटर्न. ते थोडं तुमच्या शिअर फोर्स आणि बेंडिंग मुवमेंट चॅप्टर मध्ये लक्षात येईल कसं यूज करायचंय. ओके, युअर रायटिंग इज ओव्हर.
Yes.
Okay, so our unit number 3 is completed. So in this unit number 3 we have discussed combined effect of bending and torsion first. Okay, bending and torsion. Okay, so due to bending and torsion we have derived sigma 1 comma sigma 2 equation 16 divided by pi d cube in bracket m plus minus square root of m square plus t square. So this equation we have derived. Then tau max which is equal to 16 divided by pi d cube under root of m square plus t square. Okay, and tan 2 theta which is equal to tan 2 theta which is equal to t upon m. Okay, that much part we have discussed and we have solved numericals. After that we have discussed equivalent movement and equivalent torque. So equivalent movement is 1/2
bracket
Under root of
M
m
m plus
and equivalent torque is square root of m square plus t square. Okay, and last part is combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. Combined effect of bending, torsion and thrust. So in this third type, first you have to find out bending stress, then shear stress, then axial stress. After that total stress which is equal to sigma b comma sigma a, and then sigma 1 comma sigma 2, that is principal stresses you have to find out. And principal stress is sigma by 2 plus minus square root of sigma by 2 square plus tau square. And here tan 2 theta which is equal to 2 tau divided by sigma, and tau max which is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. So that much formulates or that much points we have discussed in unit number 3. So our unit number 3 is over. In next lecture we will start unit number 4. Okay, so today we will stop here. In next lecture we will start unit number 4. Thank you for attending lecture. Thank you.